Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Midnight Coffee. I am your host this evening, Will Radford, and this evening I am here with the band Haunted Bicycles. How are you guys doing today?
Wunderbar.
Good.
All right, that's good to hear. Okay. So just to start out with, I guess my first question for you guys, it is kind of a generic one, but I'm very curious. Where does the name Haunted Bicycles come from?
Oh, don't point at me.
Oh, that's oh, you
It
named
was
it.
you.
Yeah, well, it was in This Charming Man by the Smiths. I misheard the opening lyric, which is punctured bicycle. And I thought it was haunted bicycle for since I was a kid. And then I mentioned it to Gabe, and I was like, hey, this is our band name now. And it was.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a really cool. First of all, it's a cool band name to begin with, just in general. But second of all, what's interesting to me is listening to the music and watching you guys perform. There is I feel like the name of the band has influenced the music a little bit because am I allowed to compare? Can I compare you guys? Can I compare to the OIB? Is that okay? All right, because seriously, like with the OIB, that is a band, that's a project that is very. I feel like it's very grounded in almost like a '90s grunge influence, and I can see that in Haunted Bicycles as well. But there's also like more of a maybe an indie rock influence. Some of the notes and the chords and that kind of thing sound legitimately haunted. So I'm wondering, or ghostly kind of. So I'm wondering if that has influenced you guys just in the individual songs that you're making.
On a subconscious level, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta feel like the haunted bicycle.
Right. Yeah.
Very
No.
vibe driven.
But also, I think haunted bicycles could sound like a lot of different things.
Sure.
We don't just fit into one.
No, I mean even like the first album we released, the first three songs have nothing to do really with the last few.
Yeah.
It's just they're very very different.
Well, I mean, it's. I feel like it's the band itself is open to a lot of broad, like I've said, a lot of broad influences, and I can see that merging almost of like grunge '90s and then indie rock. I hope you guys don't mind me saying that, but it's
Definitely
pretty cool.
90s grunge.
Yeah. So I guess can you tell me a little bit about your songwriting process? Who predominantly writes the lyrics? Or do you guys all kind of contribute to that? And how do you go about writing when you do?
Normally, somebody, Gabe or Nathan or DJ, will have a riff or some chords or something, and then either Hannah or I will write lyrics to that. I might even write a drum part first, and we'll just cook on it for a little bit, and then I'll normally make these guys play it while I don't play the drums, so I can just keep hearing it while I'm writing the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think out of all of the projects that I've played in, including like my own stuff, it's the most collaborative and the most spontaneous. Like we'll walk in and not really have a plan and walk out with 3 new songs just because the stars aligned. So it's fun, very spontaneous.
I could actually see that being the case because anytime I've seen you guys live, there is like almost like a synchronicity there that just seems like you guys are all completely in tune with each other, and it's just noticeable. You get that vibe and that energy. So that's really cool. So I guess you would say then in a lot of ways, everybody kind of contributes to the songwriting process with this particular project. Okay.
Yeah.
But you'll come in with a riff or two a lot of the times too, and we'll.
Yeah, sometimes I play the guitar, and one of these two guys will play the drums for me. But even then, it's like the same kind of situation. We'll just all hammer it out together, and the songs normally get written at practice. Like with other projects, is like the song is written on this night, and then the band gets a hold of it, and it changes, and then the band still kind of writes the song in that way. But normally with the Haunted Bicycles, the song really is written start to finish all in the same room together.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. So all of you guys, I mentioned OIB earlier and that kind of thing. All of you guys are involved for the most part in, maybe some different bands and different additional projects and things like that. What made you get together and want to do this one particularly? Was there a specific sound that you were looking for or vibe that you guys were thinking, man, I'd really like to move in this direction. Why don't we all get together and go that way?
think so. I think most of it, we really just created this band because me and DJ don't have another band.
Oh,
And we were at one of Seth's other band shows, and we were like, we could do this better than them.
All right.
And so, yeah. I think
So it was born out of competition, and
Yes.
then it turned into
Pure
collaboration.
Yeah.
It's like all the best.
Well,
But
we
they
started
couldn't
in,
do it without me.
yeah,
yeah,
we realized we couldn't do it better, and
no. In fact, we do it so much worse. But it's mostly for fun, to be honest.
Yeah, I snuck my way in, I think, because for a long time I was just around, and you were like, "Are you an official member?" And I said, "I don't know, am I?" And then I was, and it was awesome.
Because we wanted the keys on that one
Yeah.
song, the first one that we wrote with Jordan. We were like, well, I mean, Hannah's got to play the keys if we're gonna have keys on the song. And then she just kept playing the keys on the song. So here we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like it all kind of did even down to its inception. It came together like very organically. It just you kind of knew what you need when you needed it and brought these elements together. And I think that's why the music sounds so, for lack of a better word, organic. I know I'm repeating myself here, but where do you guys see? Well, first of all, I'll ask you: do you guys have a favorite song that you've worked on, or any particular one or two songs that are just like maybe the epitome of haunted bicycles, or like the songs, so to speak?
We all disagree on that.
Very much.
We all have our own. They're like, man, this is really good. I
Well,
think
let's go down the line then. My favorite one is one that we're working on now. It's not out yet, but it was written after we watched Dune, Dune 2, and the guitar part came to me. And it doesn't actually sound like the in the
Right.
Dune movie, but the lyrics are inspired by Dune. And it's a very cool guitar tone. I like that one the most. Nathan, what do you like?
Yeah, same. Really enjoy that new Dune song, and I really like. You were talking about like epitome of haunted bikes. Like what I think about the sound when I think of haunted bikes, I would say Designated Liar.
Okay.
I really enjoy that one. So
I think the psalm has to be mentioned. The psalm off of our first record is probably my favorite one that we've written so far. It just has such a good flow to it that we haven't really replicated yet.
I'm indecisive. I really like Just Not Me, and I know that's gotten some kickback, but I still like that one.
you know,
That's
it
a good
sucks.
song. Kick back from our
worst.
bassist.
There's another unreleased one. It's called. And that's the only name for it. I love that song. It's really good.
Well, since you mentioned Dune, Seth, I do have to ask: are there any external influences that you think of right off the top of your head, or that stand out that are related to painting or film or literature or anything like that? Is there something that's kind of swimming around in your mind related to those things, or do you just take influence from wherever you find it, wherever you get it?
Just anywhere and everywhere, but I have written, I think, total of 3 songs for the band now about video games. So
Yeah.
this is kind of the video game band for me.
Yeah, and 2 about movies. Narnia is also about Narnia.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I was thinking more of the
More
book
the book, I
series.
Believe it
guess,
or
but
not.
you know,
Yeah.
if you can link it to one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so just a lot of it is other art inspired in this band, though. Not so much real world, super personal application like I would with the OYB. Like, those are more what I've experienced in my life. But in this band, it's more about other pieces of art or just events that I'm not like personally connected to, like the song being about World War I. I mean, it's not very artistic, but it's something that I didn't experience, so.
That's something I try to tap into too. It's just more storytelling, more imaginative. Even with tone and stuff, I tend to lean into something that sounds a little bit sillier or a little bit more out of my normal wheelhouse, just because there's room for it and we can kind of accommodate it. And I think it leads to some fun experimentation.
For those of you who are in other bands, would you say that this one feels more experimental, just in general? Yeah, I could definitely see that. So as far as the future of Haunted Bicycles goes, what's on the immediate horizon for you guys? What are you working on now?
Well, we're writing a lot. The last few times that we've gotten together for practice, it's actually been special. We've written a song and recorded it all in like the same night. And it's not like the finalized completed recording, but for the most part, like, we've got parts on the computer and things like that. So we're not sure if it's going to be an album or an EP or just a collection of songs. But after that, we talked about wanting to do our first tour at some point. Who knows when that'll be? But
Yeah,
that's a goal.
that'd be really cool.
For sure.
Can you guys tell me where can people find you online, social media, if they want to check out your work?
I don't know the names.
Spotify.
Well, DJ runs the Instagram.
We
It's
do some
just
fine, mean curation.
Oh,
on
yeah.
that.
It's really more of a meme page than a band account, but it's Haunted Bicycles or Haunted Bicycles Band, something like that. It has the name in it. And,
That's all right.
yeah, and then Spotify, Apple, no Bandcamp yet, YouTube Music, Deezer maybe.
Keeping it mysterious. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you have not heard Haunted Bicycles yet, definitely check them out. We have a video of them playing two of their songs, and they're all there. You have it. They're also online on social media, and they're a great band. Very well, for lack of a better word, very haunting and very just great music. So this has been Midnight Coffee with the Haunted Bicycles, and I've been your host this evening, Will Radford. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.